Yo, what's up guys? How's it going? I just got back from Madison Regionals where I did manage to take second place with ReshiZard with this list you see out here in front of you, before you. Yeah, this is the ReshiZard list that I used to take second place at Madison Regionals. Nothing too special about it, just really straightforward, really consistent. I think the one big thing is the second Eevee Snorlax that's added into the list to give yourself a very good Zoroark matchup that can sometimes get through the first Eevee Snorlax, and then you can sometimes run out of ways to actually continue to one-shot stuff because you just can't use the ReshiZard into the Slow King sometimes, but just back-to-back Eevee Snorlax makes it almost impossible for Zoroark decks to kind of keep up throughout the game. Also, sometimes potentially even healing them with the Moo Mult. Yeah, and there's just no way for Zoroark to keep up. Besides that, list is super straightforward, super consistent. I got the 4 support Pokemon, or 8 support Pokemon total, I guess, if you want to count the Jirachis in there. The Lele, 2 Marshadow, Dedenne, and the 4 Jirachis for the support Pokemon. Just only 2 Kiawe. It's nice on the first turn. The list is pretty consistent about getting off a turn 1 Kiawe. Usually have to use Lele, but that's fine. But if you don't, a turn 1 Welder is also kind of just as good. You don't have to turn 1 Kiawe. A turn 1 Welder is also pretty reasonable. So yeah, only 2 Kiawe because you don't need it every first turn. It's just really nice to have, and if you get it, that's great. If not, whatever. 4 Acro Bike, 4 Nest Ball, 4 Ultra Ball. We want to be able to find our Pokemon and just find cards in general as much and as fast as possible. We got the 2 Fire Crystal and 2 Flint to help us find fire energy either from the deck or from the discard pile, depending on where they are and what we draw into to find them. The only card that I think I would like to add to this deck that is like not a tech card for specific matchups would be maybe a 3rd Fire Crystal. Unsure. Throughout the tournament, I had a lot of situations where I almost ran out of fire energy, or I had to play less optimally to try and conserve fire energy because I was just like running out of it in the deck and wouldn't for sure be able to see it. So a 3rd Fire Crystal is the only thing I would potentially want to add into the deck. But besides that, I really liked the deck. It was super fast, super consistent. I was a little sketched out initially when we decided on the final 60 because it felt like there wasn't a whole lot going on, a whole lot of options. But being fast and consistent is pretty much all you need for this deck, and then you kind of put it on your opponent to come up with the answers. Especially with the Miltank, if they're never one-shotting any of your big attackers, you can just retreat, Welder, heal, switch, and they basically did nothing for their turn, and you're still cruising. And then we also have the 1/1 Arcanine in here. I haven't mentioned him yet. In there pretty much just to be able to deal with Vileplume, but he's also a nice attacker in quite a few matchups to kind of either checkmate your opponent and leave it so you have 2 attackers that can one-shot anything on their board, or just kind of allows you to get that like weird awkward knockout. Like he can one-shot Slow King, one-shot Muck. Also Zoroark can't knock him out, which is kind of cool. Also attack with him into like the mirror match if you're behind, attack and then set something up on the bench. Hope they don't have Guzma to chase whatever you set up, but if not, you could go into the heat tackle anyways. So yeah, Arcanine's pretty cool as almost a checkmate attacker is the way I like to put it. And then we have the one of Baby Volcanion. He's nice into the Zap Beast matchup. In any matchup where you just don't want to be attacking with Reshiram instantly, if they have, let's say, playing against Blacephalon and they have a Poipole in the active, you don't really want to Flare Strike a Poipole, get up there and hit him with the High Heat Blast, and just kind of cruise from there. But yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to say on the list. Let's go ahead and get into some games. Second here in this one, we do have the Jirachi start, but we also have the Volcanion start, but we don't have a whole ton besides that. So I think we are going to open the Jirachi. Not going to bench either of those yet until we see what our opponent's playing. Yeah, they did get a mulligan. That's pretty good for us. Definitely would like to see some other cards. Let's see, we are playing against Heat Factory and Wishful Baton. So I think it is Baby Blacephalon. This matchup is generally fine. We definitely want to set up Arcanine. That's going to be one of our priorities, and then from there I think we should actually be attacking with Eevee Snorlax, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw him down. I mean, I think it's Baby Blacephalon. It might not be, so I guess I could hold off, and if it is Baby Blacephalon, they don't play Judge. Ooh, Growlithe. So actually I think it is maybe just like a quad Arcanine deck, Green's Arcanine possibly, but it might not be, so that makes me a little scared to still just throw down the Eevee Lax until we see a ReshiZard. They probably play ReshiZard, so we should probably just go with ReshiZard. Now I'm thinking, yeah, I think that's going to be the way we go. Adventure Bag, and we know they play Wishful Baton. We got Adventure Bag and a Flint. All right. Yeah, so we know they have the Growlithe, but I'm completely unsure of what else they would possibly be playing. And the Flint's going to get him fire energy, so that's not going to tell us anything about their deck. All we know is it's a fire deck, and they play Flint, and they're on the Greens engine. But besides that, we kind of have no idea what's going on. And we know they play Wishful Baton, which is pretty important to know, actually. I mean, I guess it's possible we just donk them here this first turn if they don't get another basic Pokemon. Alright, we're definitely going to go for the donk. I'm going to start with this. We're just going to get another Jirachi. Then we'll follow up with an Acro Bike. Definitely want the fire energy for the Welder. We're then going to Welder to the ReshiZard. And we're looking for energy switch. There's the energy. We have the Dedenne. I think we should just go all out for it. Go attach. And then just the Dedenne. We unfortunately get rid of 2 Fire Crystal here, so we better find the switch here. Alright, not yet, but we can Fiery Flint, get rid of an Eevee Lax and a Guzma. We can't afford to get rid of any more fire, I don't think. Let's see, there is 4 Switch and 2 Escape Board in the deck. We're looking at a 28 card deck. Could also get a Ultra Ball and then Let Loose. But there's the Switch, so we're locking this one up pretty quickly here with a Double Blaze GX onto this lone Growlithe, and we're going to take this first game pretty handily. First here in this one, we have a pretty good opening hand. We're actually probably just gonna open up with a Heat Factory plus Let Loose, and then kind of go from there. Maybe we'll Acro Bike as well, I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess depending on how the Acro Bike goes, could completely change. Our drop back plus our Acro Bike could completely change what we do. All right, so we are playing against a all right, stall deck. All right, let's go ahead, get the Flint for sure. I kind of want a Flint before I use the other Acro Bike, but the hand's a little bit awkward. Get rid of stuff with Flint, it feels like. Could get rid of Ultra Ball and a Switch, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. So we need to set up Arcanine and let's check for Let Looses. And we need to set up a we should need to set up Arcanine actually. Arcanine and yeah, Arcanine's it. Yeah, we should need to set up Arcanine. And we both Let Looses in the deck, which is fantastic for us. Go with Acro Bike again. I think I actually want the fire here. Now I'm tempted to Heat Factory just because of how poorly we've been drawing up to this point, so I think we should just draw more cards. Stellar Wish, I'm going to look for a Nest Ball. There we go, perfect. Going to get the Arcanine, or the Growlithe, not the Arcanine, not yet. Going to get ourselves a Growlithe. I'm going to go ahead and Welder to the homie. Get some more cards. There's the Arcanine. Ultra Ball for the, what's it called, on the next turn as well, the Let Loose. And we're looking at really good here. Let's see what our opponent has going on, if anything. I guess we could have actually gone less aggressive with the Growlithe and gone for like a Charizard to start with, so we could just start outraging Oddishes instead. That might have been the better way to go early on. Would just be to outrage Oddishes. Yeah, I could see that have actually been a better option early on here. Just look for the outrage on the Oddishes. Yeah, maybe should have done that. Just grab a Charizard early on. Outrage a couple Oddishes with Guzmas, and then go from there. There's a Registeel. So yeah, depending on what they do this turn, I mean, we could just go for Let Loose Knockout. We could also Guzma the Oddish, Let Loose Knockout. We also need to get through the Hoopa though, so I don't really mind just going after the Hoopa here. We definitely want to get ourselves a Charizard, and we can like Grand Flame set up the Charizard so that we can use the Charizard to stuff. We don't really want to leave Arcanine in our active if we don't have to. Yeah, we don't want to leave Arcanine in our active if we don't have to, because then it makes it more likely that they'll be able to pull off the Lugia play to knock us out. We do definitely want to set up a Charizard to respond to the Lugia as well. So we're going to start with Acro Bike. I would like to save the Heat Factory until after we have done our stuff. So Stellar Wish here. Nothing great. I'm going to grab the Kiawe so we can Ultra Ball away that. Ultra Ball away Kiawe plus Fire. So we're going to grab ourselves the Let Loose. Arcanine. Switch into Arcanine. And Let Loose. We could attach to the active to set up for the Heat Tackle. And we do need a... Oh, we don't need a Heat Tackle. We need a Heat Tackle if he gets a... What's it called on there? Actually, if he gets a Frying Pan, I don't think we can actually KO it. No, Heat Tackle does KO, so... let's go ahead and set him up. And then Let Loose. Could have also just held off on that attachment and then just... That way we have a higher chance to use Heat Factory next turn, or off the turn. But this is also fine, I guess. We did get the Crystal, so we are going to Heat Factory here for sure. Definitely want to see some different cards, some more cards. Even if it means we don't get to... let's take a look here. We haven't used a supporter yet, which I didn't even realize. Ultra Ball away. Kiawe. Plus, I think I want to keep the Lele. So I think I want to get rid of these two. I also want to keep the Fire Crystal. Grab the Charizard. We definitely want to set this Charizard up. So we are going to Welder to it. Also lets us see some more cards. Yeah, definitely want to set this Charizard up though. And then we get to go with the Grand Flame for the knockout here on this Hoopa. And here we go. Starting it off. Get rid of this guy. And we're just going to keep swinging through everything until we reach the end. Yeah. Oddish makes his way to the active. Yeah. I don't know what their plan is going to be. But they need to come up with something here soon. There's a Pokegear. We'll see if it grabs a Stevens. If it does, we'll probably look to use Let Loose again. Not sure. Might want to just go ahead and retreat this guy and just start using Outrage. Looks like it's going to be a Skull Grunt, but that is 100% fine with me. I have one fire in the hand. Really do not mind if it leaves the hand. Do they have anything else? We'll see. There's a Counter Catcher. Once again, still have the fire in the hand, though. And there's a Lance. Oh, okay. That's a pretty good draw there, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty good. 2 Fast Call. So, yeah, that was a pretty good situation for our opponent to end up in there. I now have access to 2 Fast Call Dragonites. All right. Those are going to be free prizes, though, as the game continues. So I feel like there's 5 prizes in play. I think we should just knock out the Oddish and make sure we get the KO on the other Oddish. We have yet to use a Guzma, so we're just going to avoid using Guzmas now. Yeah, so I think we just KO this Oddish, and then we look for another prize next turn. They probably won't be able to get out a Candy Vileplume on the next turn. So I think that's still just the plan. Just going to attach, retreat. And then Grand Flame for the knockout, put the energy back on the Charizard. Keep the hand as it is. I don't think we need to change anything else. Just get another prize card here. Yeah, we have 3 Guzmas left, so we can constantly still chase down the Dragonites. So I'm curious as to see what their game plan will be here. There's the Surge. We might have to go Guzma KO the Vileplume this turn, which is 100% fine. There's a Bill's Analysis after the Surge. They'll have one more supporter use after this. Double Frying Pans. They're annoying, but shouldn't do quite enough to stop us from drawing our 6 prize cards. There we go, Frying Pan. Got another Fast Call. Those things are super annoying, though. Maybe we should have taken one of them out. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. They end up with a Tate and Liza. All right. Yeah, they need to pull off a play where they like Lugia, get rid of my Arcanine, and then also set up a Vileplume. So it's going to be super hard to do in one turn, and even then I don't think it's quite enough to win the game. So I think we just keep swinging through with the Arcanine. We don't actually have to go Guzma Chase Oddish. Because I do feel like Lugia has to happen at some point, and then that will just be 2 free prizes for the ReshiZard, and then we should still just win from there. I could chase this Oddish this turn, but I don't think it's actually necessary. So I don't think we're going to go do that. I think we're just going to chill, draw our card, Heat Tackle, knock out this Dragonite. I might be wrong. They might have something else to give themselves a shot in this. But I'm curious to actually see what it is. So we'll just kind of go ahead and let this one play out. See if they can actually come up with something to get through this and somehow stop a ReshiZard from knocking out a... What's it called? We'll see. Steven's Resolve is happening. Like I said, they got to like do Lugia on this and then... Yeah, I don't know. Could also look to use our second Let Loose here and disrupt their hand. But I think we just go with Heat Tackle. I don't even really want to Heat Factory. Well, we probably won't be able to Heat Factory next turn, so we should probably Heat Factory this turn and see some more options. Okay, looks good. We did get a Guzma. Now it kind of makes me want to use the Guzma. But I feel like we can definitely hold off and just go with the Heat Tackle. Yeah, Heat Tackle it is. Knock this thing out. We do take 50 to ourselves, but oh well, it's not that big of a deal. Fire to the prizes is pretty cool. Yeah, so we got the Heat Tackle off. Over to our opponent, we'll see what they have. I'm actually curious to see if there's anything they can come up with, like I said. I think the only answer is Lugia this, but then I knock that out with the ReshiZard. And then they have 2 things on bench that I can just Guzma knock out. So I don't see how this one ever ends up favorably for our opponent. They chose to just Fast Call for Stevens there. This turn, I will definitely Guzma knock out the Oddish if they do not evolve it. I'll Guzma knock that out because we have plenty of Guzmas left to be able to close out the game through Guzmas. So I will Guzma knock out the Oddish if it does not leave play. There's the Steven's Resolve from our opponent. We could also knock out the Dragonite, I guess, but I think if we just knock out the Oddish, we just win the game. So I think that's what I want to go with. And I think I might Heat Tackle knock it out because I actually want to leave the Fires in the discard pile so I can Fire Crystal for them later. I don't want them to get locked in play somewhere. I want to be able to Fire Crystal for them. And they can't disrupt my Fire Crystal, but if I get them back as Fire Energy to my hand, they can disrupt those through Skull Grunt. And currently they can go like Lieutenant Surges for Lucamine for Skull Grunt. So I don't want to fall into that. So we're just going to chase the Oddish. We guess we could just Outrage the Oddish. That would be fine as well. We have how many switch left? Oh, only one switch left. But we could hard retreat and we still have Welder. Okay, let's hold the escape board then. Let's just go Outrage Oddish. That's fine with me. Don't leave this in the active. If they want to like Lugia this, make them go for the Guzma play. But once again, if they Lugia it, they're not dealing with the ReshiZard. So then we would just respond with a Double Blaze GX KO Lugia for our last two prizes. So yeah, they're staying in it, so this makes me think they have a way to possibly win the game. But now I'm super curious as to what this possible way to win the game is. Because at this point, I do not see anything. It's super cool. The Lance, I mean, they got a little lucky there to get the Lance off the Let Loose, but the Dragonites are actually super cool. I actually really like that, the fast calls. Not the most consistent thing to set up from our opponent, but they were able to pull it off here, and I do like it. It's a super interesting addition to the stall build our opponent has going on here. The Lance Prism Star plus the double Dragonite keeps the game going for sure. All right, there's a Melmetal. So they're going to take away our energy here with the Melmetal off of our Dragonite. I'm sure that's what their plan is, just full metal wall. Remove the energy, and actually currently he gets stuck in the active, which is not great for us, but we can go ahead and we can either just Guzma, knockout, or we can come up with something else. I don't know. I guess this is a little annoying here, the full metal wall here. It's a little annoying. I don't think it'll be too big of a deal though. We are actually starting to run out of energy just a bit, but they only do 50 damage. So I think if we just go Escape Board, Crystal, Welder Retreat, and then just start Grand Flaming, and then charge him back up. Yeah. We got the switch, but I think I want to save the switch for emergencies. Grand Flame. Only hit it for 60, but that's fine. The important thing is we get these two energy back on our ReshiZard. And we'll just keep going from there. Just keep Grand Flaming until this guy builds up. If they send up something else, we'll simply just Heat Tackle, knock it out, and then we're one prize away on something else. I guess we could have gone with Guzma Heat Tackle and then Guzma Heat Tackle. I guess we go Guzma Heat Tackle, he would hit us, and then we wouldn't be able to do Heat Tackle again. So that wouldn't actually quite work. I lied. Here we go. There's a Lieutenant Surge play from our opponent. Yeah, I guess we can't Heat Tackle twice there. We'll just keep Grand Flaming, set this guy up to get all the energy it needs to one-shot the what's it called? So this guy actually takes 80 less damage. So we're only hitting him for 40 because of the GX attack now. But that's fine. We can get the ReshiZard up into a point. They've GX attacked. They probably don't play Lugia actually, so they can no longer remove our energy from our Pokemon besides using Plumeria. So that is actually possible. They could definitely Plumeria us. I'm not really worried about Plumeria, really. And we shouldn't deck out ever. We only have 8 cards left, but we do play a second Let Loose, and I know it's in the deck, so should be all good. They are going to Skull Grunt us, which is a little annoying. I'm not going to Skull Grunt us this turn, but they do plan on doing it next turn. That's fine. I guess that is kind of their strategy. We have plenty of switch cards left, I think, so I'm not too worried about it. Grand Flame here. We can just get energy on everything, really. Like, even if they Skull Grunt us next turn, we can, like, put 2 more here, and then put 1 here, and then put 1 here, and so on. We have a switch left. We have a Guzma left. The one Escape Board. So they shouldn't be able to lock anything into the active. I don't think anything is ever going to get trapped. They might try to. I don't think it's going to quite get there, though. We'll see. Yep, there's the Skull Grunt coming down, getting rid of 2 more fires. Is that our last 2 fire? That's 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 1 fire energy left. We're out of fire crystals. Alright, so they're getting close. They're getting close to running us out of fire energy. But I don't think they're going to quite get there. And we have, like I said, plenty of stuff to maneuver our Pokemon around. Yeah. So we'll just Heat Tackle or Grand Flame one more time here. We'll fully load up the ReshiZard. And then go from there. Yeah. Kind of unfortunate to be out of fire energy, pretty much out of fire energy, but we have the Escape Board, we have the Switch, and we have Guzma left as well. So I'm not worried about it. There's Lieutenant Surges plus Acerola. We could actually switch into this guy this turn and just Flare Strike, and then Guzma knock out this guy on the next turn, or Escape Board Retreat if he brings something up to try and stop it. I guess Plumeria could get annoying on this then, so we kind of want to get 2 more energy, I think, on this before we do anything, and then we go ahead and start swinging. We could just knock this thing out this turn. I think we'll do 1 more Grand Flame here. Or should I just Heat Tackle, knock it out? Ooh, the Heat Tackle I think is the best way to go. No, because then this thing isn't loaded up to KO a big guy. Let's go with the Grand Flame here. Alright, I think this will lock the game up for us, but I guess we'll find out here in just a second for sure. Got the 6 energy on the ReshiZard, so he's fully ready to go. No energy in hand, but we have 1 energy left. I'm pretty sure it's in deck. I guess we'll find out that soon, too. We only have a 6-card deck left. We could have been digging for our Let Loose a little bit sooner if we wanted to, but I guess I could save doing that until after our opponent commits the Melmetal back down or something. Like, we haven't been pressured to actually do it. Another Lieutenant Surges from our opponent. They played 3 of them, so they probably actually just play 4, which kind of makes sense in this deck. Kind of like an infinite Via Seeker, really. They're going into the Dragonite here, which we do one-shot with the Arcanine. We will just Heat Tackle, knock this thing out, because we have the ReshiZard on the bench loaded up, ready to go. And if they bench the Melmetal, we'll definitely just go chase that and knock that out. There's a Guzma on the Marshadow. We can move him with Escape Board. We have Escape Board and Switch. If they bench anything, with the Guzma is probably the best way to go. I guess it's... I think I just want to Heat Tackle this. So I think I should just go Escape Board, Retreat, Heat Tackle. And we still have a Switch left. Save the rest of the stuff. Heat Tackle, knock out. We take 50 more. But if they do use their... They can't pick this thing off the board. That's kind of the problem for our opponent here. They can't get this out and then just have the Melmetal with a Frying Pan. Because they can knock this thing out. And potentially... But they can't, like, move this... I guess they can't pick this up. If they could pick this up, Plumeria and Energy, and send up the Melmetal, we would maybe be in trouble, but they can't do all of that, and it's possible, or I'm pretty sure our 12th Energy is in our deck, so then we would still just Double Blaze for the 1-shot. So I don't think they can quite pull this one out, simply because this guy is stuck. If not, they could get close. They could get actually very close. But I don't think it's going to quite work out for our opponent this time. This one's been a little bit of a longer haul than I thought it would be. Yeah, this deck has a lot more options than I thought it would be to kind of slow us down, be annoying. They've definitely been super annoying up to this point in trying to slow us down from being able to win the game. I think we still have it pretty much locked up. Unless our opponent has something else. It looks like they don't, so we're just going to go with a Retreat and then Double Blaze GX for the knockout here. And we'll finally close this one out. I kind of figured it would be just kind of a matter of time, and that's what it looks like it was going to be. And there we go. We get another dub here. Here we pretty much have the perfect start, Nest Ball plus Kiawe in the hand. So we're really just going to wait and see what our opponent's playing, and then we'll go from there. There's a Let Loose Marshadow. That tells us absolutely nothing, so we're just going to go ahead and load up a ReshiZard here. And then go from there. We prize the other ReshiZard, so we're probably going to have to look to set up the Arcanine. That's going to be what our ideal alternative attacker becomes then. We do have Flint, so Welder becomes really good. But we also have the Dedenne in hand, so I'm a little iffy on wanting to do this, but if we can just get a Nest Ball off this Jirachi next turn, then the Flint becomes really good. We can look for the Dedenne on the following turn. So I think I will Flint away. Both switches, actually. Yeah. Both switches are going to go here. We do want to... It could be a mirror match, so we do want to attach to our bench ReshiZard before we Kiawe. And then we're definitely looking for a Nest Ball off of this Stellar Wish, though, for sure. That is going to be our game plan. ReshiZard loaded up with 5 we can just go attach Guzma, knock out our opponent's ReshiZard if it is a mirror match. Yeah, if it is a mirror match, boom, we got the attach Guzma, knock it out. And then kind of just roll from there. But yeah, we will see what our opponent's playing here in just a second, I'm sure. There's an Acro Bike and they open Marshadow. Once again, looking even more like it is probably the mirror match. There goes the Eevee Lax. All right, I'm going to bet 100% that this is a ReshiZard mirror match. And that puts us in a ridiculously good spot. The only thing that's gone like poor so far is Fiery Flint away 2 switch. That's not great, but really not that big of a deal for how good our current situation is for the mirror match. There we go. There goes a Welder and the second Eevee Snorlax. So who knows? We might be playing a perfect 60 here. 60-60 mirror match going on here. There's the Flint for the 4 energy. And we'll see what they're able to go with from here. Hopefully it's not a Welder to the Marshadow. There's an Ultra Ball. And they got rid of a Welder here. So this makes me think that they probably have Welder to their own ReshiZard that's about to go down right now. And that's fine with me. Our hand is pretty good to be able to deal with pretty much anything our opponent could throw at us. The only thing bad, yeah, like I said, our second ReshiZard being prized kind of stinks, but that's about it. We would definitely like to find the Nest Ball off this Stellar Wish next turn to get a Growlithe. An Ultra Ball would also be okay. We could use that on the following turn after we get some more cards to potentially discard. Don't want to discard anything currently out of the current hand, besides maybe like 1 Fire Energy. So if the top deck can also go, then maybe we'll have to wait and see. All right, we'll see if our opponent has the Welder or Kiawe. Them discarding a Welder makes me think they have a Welder or a Kiawe in their hand almost for sure. We'll see here in just a second, though. There's an attachment. There's the Wonder Tag, so that should be grabbing them a Welder. They did have the Flint. Oh, no, this might just grab them. I mean, if their hand is dead, they'd grab Welder. If their hand's not dead, they got the Kiawe. All right. So we had pretty much, well, we had mirrored, we didn't have mirrored starts or like playing out, but the end result of both our turns is the same. And now they're over there sitting, they're hoping we don't have Guzma, but we do have the Guzma, so the game actually pretty much ends here on this turn. There would be potential for our opponent to come back if they didn't have another GX in play, but because they have 3 prizes in play that aren't another ReshiZard, the game pretty much ends on this turn, and that's kind of how fast the mirror match can go. And that's actually why we didn't play Choice Band in our ReshiZard for the ReshiZard mirror, is because it's not actually very relevant. We'll just take another Guzma so we can keep chasing stuff. It's not very relevant. This is the whole mirror match right here. If someone gets the Kiawe and someone doesn't, but between 2 people built with Kiawe builds, one of them is going to get off the turn 1 Kiawe, and then the game's going to be over anyway. So may as well make your build more consistent overall. Just get off the turn 1 Kiawe. Like we did, like our opponent did. I think we're probably playing an exact 60 mirror here, and then just win through that, and then that's what's happening here. And if they didn't have the Lele-GX in play, there is some slight potential for a comeback when they set up a second ReshiZard, and if we just can't reach it, and then they bring that up, knock us out, there's slight potential for a comeback, but yeah, not likely, and even less likely now that our opponent has just done this play. There's the Growlithe. Just about to say, I was about a Stellar Wish to look for that guy. 1, 2, 3. Ultra Ball away these 2. Just go ahead and grab him now. Sure. My Stellar Wish. I would like an Escape Board. Another switch. Fiery Flint. Acro Bike. We have the switch in hand, so we could just play that. We're just gonna look for an Escape Board off this because it's way better if we get an Escape Board. There it is. And we're not even going to Guzma knock out the, what's it called? We're just going to retreat and Flare Strike this thing. Don't need to worry about KOing the Lele yet. Boom. Flare Strike, knockout. And our opponent had the Guzma themselves, so they were ready to pull off the Guzma play on their turn. It's just we went first, and that's it. That's the game. We went first. There's a Welder to the Lele. They will be able to smack us. Not for quite enough, I don't think. And we're going to close out this game very quickly here on our next turn. Like I was saying, that's why we didn't play Choice Band in the list. It's not very relevant in the mirror match. It can potentially be sometimes when both people, either both people don't open up with the Kiawe, or it's just like no one finds the Guzma for a while. Then Choice Band can become relevant, but pretty consistently, Choice Band is not relevant, and so it's just not worth playing. There's an Energy Drive from our opponent. All right. So we don't quite have game yet. I'm going to start with a Nest Ball here. Go ahead and grab ourselves a second Jirachi. I think we could grab the Miltank, actually. Second Jirachi, Miltank. Let's go with the Miltank here. We can heal. We could just fully heal if we wanted to. That's probably the safest play. We should start with Acro Bike though, just see what that gives us. Okay, it gives us the switch. Oh wait, we can just Outrage Knockout. Oops, they hit us a little bit too hard there actually. Outrage Knockout. I always forget about the Outrage. Yeah, sometimes or often a lot better than I remember. Yeah, Outrage works there, and we get the dub. And that's the mirror match, guys, for the last game here for this video. I know it's not a very long game at the end there, but that is how the mirror match goes. Go first, Kiawe attach. They go second, Kiawe attach. All right, who has Guzma first? All right, game's over. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video on the ReshiZard list that I used to get second place at Madison Regionals. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Links in the description for my Twitch live stream as well as social medias. Check all that fun stuff out. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.